Good afternoon, Foundation staff. Dr. Aaron Sherman here, and welcome to Dr. Sherman's Office Hours, where I answer your SCP questions live anytime I irregularly have a free minute. So we aren't going to call this a normal stream. In fact, you could call it an anomalous stream. But in the meantime, good to see you in the chat. If I see your questions scrolling by in the chat, I'll try and answer them. If you throw in a super chat, it stays for longer. That makes it easier for me to see it. In the meantime, how you guys doing? Hello, Morel, Dale, Soggy, Bro Squad, welcome to the stream. There comes everyone at once. Hello, welcome to Dr. Sherman's Office Hours. If you got SCP questions, I've got your answers. Or if you just want to compliment my beard, I'm not going to be mad about that. Very much thank you. Have you heard of the Springtrap SCP? Well, remember, anything that's not an SCP on the SCP Wiki is not officially an SCP. Although, stuff like Five Nights at Freddy's and such, we consider them still anomalous. They're definitely not normal. And come 2024, when we have a little more free time and funding from the Site-42 Red Division, we plan to put that into new scripts in the If X series is not an SCP, but if it were. And that includes getting ahead on some more of the FNAF work, because FNAF is not an SCP, but if it were, how would the SCP Foundation contain it? That's good stuff. Thank you. One of my students in the program got me this shirt, so I'm glad you enjoy the dragon shirt. Yes, dragon shirt. Not there were dragon shirt. That's a much sadder shirt. Although now I want an origami paper dragon shirt. I wonder if that exists, because it sounds really cool. See, now you've activated Dr. Sherman's need for information, and now he's going to look up that exact thing to see if it exists. Paper, dragon, origami, shirt. So you can get shirts with like one paper dragon, which is, it's an origami dragon, not quite as cool, not sponsored by the way. I don't know who these people are. But if they did something like this, like a Hawaiian shirt with the There Be Dragons, that'd be dope. Oh, speaking of, I think that's my shirt. No, that's someone else's Here Be Dragon shirt. You can find SCP-1762 shirts, and we, in fact, at Site-42 had an SCP artist design one. So, you can check that out. Dr. Jaden Time, welcome to the chat again. 294. 294 is what I think it is, isn't it? It is Steely Dan. No. Oh, that's 297. Keeping the numbers of all these SCP straight, it's very difficult. There's so many of them. 294 will not fit in 914. The slot's not that big. Well, in some iterations, the slot is that big. Either way, I think 294, if we were to guess where it came from, it is the result of putting a regular coffee machine in 914. Ergo, I don't think it goes any further. Does SCP-999 like you? Yes, we're besties, obviously. It's a good little guy. I keep seeing a question I want to answer. Slow down, chat. Do you know anything about bounty hunters around these parts? Bounty hunters I have not seen covered very often in Foundation literature. Now, anomalous bounty hunters I'm sure are a thing. I think the group of interest / person of interest known as Nobody might be a sort of bounty hunter. Oh, and when you look into the Chicago Spirit canon, there you see a lot of stuff about anomalous bounty hunters. Still, would be very cool to have some lore about bounty hunters of the anomalous. Now, I guess you could say Marshall Carter and Dark, who auction off anomalies to the rich, they probably employ Menti. Menti? Many minty bounty hunters, minty fresh bounty hunters, many bounty hunters. All right. Have you read the journal for SCP-3008? In fact, we have a reading of that article on the Site-42 Red Division, which you are currently on. So after this stream, if you'd like to go hear me narrate the journal entry from SCP-3008, it's on the channel. How am I? I'm doing quite well. A little bit of a scratchy throat, the allergies, all of these anomalies in the world that we can contain, and can't stop tree pollen from messing up our days. For those asking what are my favorite SCPs, I answered them in the last stream, and I will answer them again because I always get the question, but it is the last question I answer. So for today's stream, I have about 30 minutes of time. So if you're here in 30 minutes, you'll get to hear my favorite SCPs if you have not already heard it in a previous stream. Also, remember, my SCPs that I made, they can't be my favorite because I made them. That's cheating. But if you want to read those, you can go to my SCP author page, the Sherm Site-42 on the SCP Wiki. I see a lot of people saying, I love your dragon shirt. I appreciate that. If you love the dragon shirt, press like. Let's get that like number up closer to the amount of people viewing. Do SCPs celebrate holidays like Halloween? That is hilarious that you bring that up. So we have numerous holiday-themed SCP anomalies. And just yesterday, I was looking for one that I could not find. And it was annoying me. And so I'm going to take another crack at it today. Maybe you'll get the information that I could not get on the previous stream. Yes, we found it. I'm a genius. I just needed to use judicious amounts of quotation marks. So on an SCP tale, not an article, that we have on the channel, it's called Log of Anomalous Dates. Written by, to be fair to the writer, written by Felizu, Felix O.U. Felizu. I'm going to call you Felizu. I hope that's your name. But on the Log of Anomalous Dates, one of my favorite holiday-related anomalies is an anomaly that shows up yearly, somewhen in September, to annoy Dr. Callister. And it will be a skeleton that will appear near Dr. Callister and scare him. And it will scream, "It's almost Halloween!" And it's very excited about Halloween. And I'm very happy for him. Also in my headcanon, It's Almost Halloween is also related to SCP Spooky-J, who is another anomalous skeleton, who also enjoys holidays very, very much. Make sure that you go listen to my reading of SCP Spooky-J here on Site-42 Red Division, because it's one of my favorite joke articles. It is hilarious. In fact, I think I might need to add SCP Spooky-J to my list of favorite anomalies in the joke section, along with SCP-008-J, who is Jeff. Because Jeff is king. You can't top Jeff, but SCP Spooky-J, definitely a contender for best, funniest SCPs to me. It's really immature humor, but you know, you gotta have a little fun, simple jokes now and again. If you caught on fire, would SCP-500 be able to stop the fire? Very interesting question. I'm certain it could heal the burns. We know it can do that. And so if it healed the burns, I assume... You know, that's a great question. I think we need to procure a D class and test this out later. Oh, wait. It's SCP-500. They don't let us do any testing on 500 anymore. Oh, well. How do you join the SCP Foundation? Well, you become very, very top of your field in some field that has to do with science or military work, mercenary work, some field where it would make sense for the Foundation to find you. Because you do not join the Foundation and you do not apply to the Foundation, we call you. Usually with a van, an unmarked van. Or maybe the van is marked with a Spicy Crust Pizza logo, one of our front companies. Either way, if you deserve to work for the Foundation will find you. D3576, when can I leave my cell and go home? Ha ha! Never. I mean, not never. After monthly termination, which termination of course means that we terminate your term as a D class and let you go free. Obviously that's what termination means, nothing else. Zeerduran, welcome to this stream with your sweet members logo so I can actually pick you out of the crowd. Coercion and or kidnapping? Obviously. Can the Lich kill SCP-682? Of course not. Again, 682 will adapt to anything, unless it's a story where it's being wharfed. If SCP-682 has to be wharfed to show how cool the actual big bad is for that story, then 682 will get wharfed, because that's how it always works. I only think SCP-682 has been wharfed a couple times on the wiki, including the replacement for the Hateful Star. The replacement for the Hateful Star wharfed 682 once. I forget what story that is, though. What happened to Shaw and Clef during the end of the world things, please, Sherman? I mean, which end of the world? There are so many. Maybe it's the world's gone beautiful and they just lie down and accept it like the rest of us will. Maybe they somehow got away from when day breaks, hiding in bunkers, and somehow stayed alive for a while, although no one really got that far away. So yes, who knows? End of the world, never heard of it, Zeerdrin? That's right. I've never heard no end of the world. World hasn't ended here. I'm just fine. I'm looking at the world right there. It is proceeding as planned because the Foundation is good at its job. I hate the SCP Foundation. Stop giving me nightmares. So, actually, I made a video about this one time. It's very important to remember that, unlike many online creepypasta archives, the SCP Foundation, as much as I like to do my performance work, we are not real. We are fake. We always say it. We break character when it's important. Because what had happened... Project, is that mustache within uniform regs? I'm the site director. I get to make the rules for what beard I get to wear at work. But as I was saying, because SCP came into fruition as a community around the same time as Slenderman, and there was that whole kids who tried to their friend because Slenderman told them to, we don't pretend to be real. We like to keep kayfabe when it comes into having fun, but if shit gets serious, we are serious too, because we don't want people to get hurt. We are an ethical community, to the best of our abilities. That's the best we can do. So yes, no nightmares because we're fake. Opinion on SCP-705 and 701. I'm unfamiliar with them, but average LEGO SCP fan. I am happy to look up 701 and 705 and see what my opinions on them are. So we come over here to the skip pad, and in the Foundation database, I look at SCP-701. Oh, okay, 701 is the Hanged King's Tragedy. So, funny story, in case you guys don't know, right now, regular Sherman, outside of Dr. Sherman persona, is rehearsing for a production of Much Ado About Nothing in San Francisco. If you happen to live in San Francisco and you want to see the show, it's November 10th, 11th, and 12th, I think. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday in November coming up. And so if you live in San Francisco, you can come see me perform live. And if you can't, then by donating $20 to the theater company on Ko-Fi, which there's a link in my Beacons link in the description, then you can see a video on demand of the show afterwards. So if you go to any of my videos, you'll see beacons.ai/site42. And the top two links right now are the play link and the VOD link. Now, this is related to 701 because I'm working with an independent theater company, and with the community that I'm building up here in San Francisco and meeting people, wouldn't it be cool to do original SCP theater shows like they do in Los Angeles, like Last Call Theater does that I've filmed here for the channel? But wouldn't it be cool to do the Hanging King's tragedy? Wouldn't it be awesome to, in real life, stage a production of the Hanging King's tragedy? But then, in the audience, it starts to get all freaky because there are audience plants who start doing crazy stuff and stay in your seats. You're safe if you stay in your seats, but things keep getting crazier and crazier and horribler and horribler. Oh my God. So yes, I've been inspired by doing Shakespeare to independent theater, SCP style. Whoa. Whoa, would that be cool? I want it. So yeah, keep becoming channel members and donating and stuff like that to Site42, because the bigger the channel gets, the sooner I can quit my day job and the sooner we can start like production on this kind of stuff. Is there SCP that's immortal before God / Big Bang? Oh, there's a lot of SCPs that are from before time. I don't know their numbers, but oh yeah, they're definitely there. So yes, back to Hanging King's tragedy. Oh, this is a classic SCP. I mean, that's why its rating is plus 1754. 701 is a great, creepy, spooky article. Love that one, which is why I want to do a live version. Now, the other one you asked about was 705. Lego SCP fan. So let me see what 705 looks like. Little security detail or significant clearance to access. Is this living Play-Doh? Doo-doo-doo. Animate Play-Doh. Incredibly violent and militaristic. Capable of sentient thought and audio recordings revealed to possess an understanding of the English language. They will absorb Play-Doh into them. They will go to war with other colors. They had taken control of the Mr. Coffee machine. Introduce them to 963 was a bad idea. Oh, yeah, we need to... So yes, that is... the Play-Doh is a also fun little anomaly, not too dangerous. It is a good thing. So yes, Lego fan, thank you for the dono and helping the Site42 cause, as well as getting your questions answered easier because the chat goes by a lot slower with the super chats. What's my preferred universe? Asked Alpha11. Thank you for being a member, by the way. My preferred universe, well, it's the one I'm in, obviously. I'm very happy to be in this one and not in any of the ones that have exploded. Meanwhile, if I'm thinking about different SCP universes that I like, I mean, I gotta be honest. One of them is mine, which is I created the tale Ignorance is Bliss, and it's just what I think is a peak setting, which is pattern screamers ended the world because we discovered we were in the Matrix, and now we live in a Terminator future with few human survivors, and because if you know about them, they will find you. Foundation officers have to keep amnesticizing themselves every time they get too much knowledge. So that is just so much going on in a sci-fi concept, and I'm very pleased with it. Night Howlers, thank you for the $1 dono. No question, so appreciate your altruism. What is SCP-69? Pardon. Not candy, it's a cough drop. Damn those trees. Not just the 4521. I don't just hate 4521. I also hate just trees for their pollen that make me cough so much. What is your personal most and least favorite SCP? Thank you for the dono. Oh, what was your name? I tried to shout you out, but I went away. Inkspill, thank you for the dono. I always list my favorite SCPs at the end of the stream, which is in approximately 15 minutes, so make sure you stick around. And I don't have a least favorite SCP, because that's just not how I rank stories, really. There used to be one article that I thought was really bad, because it was really gratuitous and like rude with how it like did body horror, but in like a weird violence against women way that was like not kosher. But it ended up getting deleted, so it's gone, so I don't care. But yes, favorite SCPs in a while. And then, what was I talking about before? Cough drop, favorite universe, pattern screamers, ignorance is bliss tale. Oh, I think that was it. We're good. All right, back to the chat. Where did I put 055 Alpha 1? We don't have an 055. I don't know what you're talking about. 0. Would 096 attack someone with a short-term memory issue? It would have to hit them pretty... Well, obviously, if 095 could get to them before they forgot, then yes, of course. But can you forget 095? I don't think you can forget 095 to break its targeting. Otherwise, we would use amnestics for that. So I think even if you forget, it still comes after you. Yes, of course that's the case, because you don't even have to know that you knew 096, because 4 fucking pixels. So you don't even have to realize consciously that you know it for it to be in your brain long enough for 096 to find you. So that's a good answer. Average SCP fan. What do you think of 097 and favored mobile task force? I like 8 to 10 and Alpha 1. So, first of all, again, one of my mobile task forces for SCP-3086, we have Kappa 7, codenamed the Haughty Librarians, and they get all instances of George the Chinchilla before they spread. And what was the SCP you asked about? 097. Which one is 097? And while that's loading, I'm going to look at this $5 one before it goes away. Thunder God, thank you for your very first dono in question. Checking in from Site 66. Good evening, Dr. Sherman. Had any more issues with 3426? We were just talking about the Ignorance is Bliss universe. Yeah, we got them in their little server because their universe is a matrix. And yeah, they're not having a great time with the pattern screamers, but that series isn't over yet. So we will see what happens. Great question. Thank you once again, Thunder God. So 097 is what we're looking at. 097 is contained within the limits of the property. It is object class Euclid. Property is surrounded by an 8-meter tall concrete fence. Any and all new plant growth outside the zone should be sterilized through application of boiling salt water and or incinerated. Dr. Bridge. Police station. 10-acre area of land in state of blank in Midwest, U.S. Abandoned remains of a county fair, 1969. Nice. Structures in the S. Is nice an anomaly? Is it anomalous that we all say nice to the number 69? Is that a thing? Is that mimetic? Do we need to watch out for that? Plant spreads, pumpkin. Oh, giant pumpkin! Haha! Giant pumpkin. Number of anomalous phenomena. Do-do-do. That's a lot to read, but there's entities, okay. Well, I'm glad that's locked up, that's for sure. Swarm and kill the child. That's about right for most anomalies we deal with, unfortunately. All right. Jasmine, thank you for your first dono to the stream. Does 049 Plague Doctor have any friends? If so, are they human or anomaly? So there is a lot of conversation about 049 being friends and or friendly with SCP-035. Anka, thank you for your first dono. Welcome to the stream. 049 is friends with 035, we know that much. Friends or enemies or dating, depending on what canon you're looking at. That's a lot. By the way, we almost have as many likes as we do viewers, so if you haven't liked, let's push that over the bar, shall we? What was I looking up? 049. I wanted to look up 049's tales to see if there were any more friends. You know who he's not friends with? Me. Because he killed my buddy Raymond Ham. Wasn't kosher. Cured, he says. Bull malarkey. Good works with the likes, team. Keep up the good work. 213 is higher than 201, but obviously, the more people who like, the more people show up, and Site 42's staff gets bigger and more formidable. That's how we get the live version of the Hanged King's tragedy and other ideas that I want to put together for Site 42 SCP content. Favorite person, oh Lord, there's so many 049 tales. Apparently did something with the Hanged King's comedy, oh boy. Lust in the Time of Anomalous Cholera, oh no. Mobile Suit Bumaro versus Tokyo Ghoul Ion, what the hell are y'all doing? SCP authors are ridiculous, and I love them. Ridiculous. What about the time 049 laid an egg? Excuse me, Zerdrin? Excuse me. What? What egg? Oh, it's probably the tale called Boiled, Scrambled, and Fried, isn't it? Pregnant, egg, what was in the egg? SCP-049-J. Gosh darn it. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anka asks, hey, Dr. Sherman, what happens if someone looks at 096 and when 069 is halfway and someone else looks at him while he's exactly in the middle? 096, I hypothesize that 096 goes in order of seeing rather than who's closest, but obviously we're not going to test that. That's ridiculous. All right. Average Lego SCP fan. Should really continue the if it wasn't an anomalous, but if X wasn't an SCP, how would the SCP Foundation contain it and do Hell of a Boss characters? Hell of a Boss is a property I want to look into because we have dealt with demons in the past. You'll notice I like to reference SCP-4357-J, the cooperative demon, when it comes to containment protocols for demons, because it's very cooperative in telling us how to contain it and other demonic phenomena. But that is a form of a hell and or hell dimension. So there's a lot of good multi-dimensional things to be thought of when trying to contain something like that, or at least to keep the door locked like SCP-2317. Just don't let them out. How do you keep them out? Great suggestion, and yes. Right now, because of the theater show, I'm working, every day. So it's a little hard to keep up with tasks in the extracurricular and get to writing new videos. But once the play is over in November, I've had a little downtime. There will be holidays, so it's just hard to do things in that little month in between. But I will start writing in that time so we can get to production and get some new and improved if X was an SCP video, which it isn't. But if it were, how would the SCP Foundation contain it? Because that's a great series and there's so much to pull from. What happens if you use the nerfing gun on SCP-682 and nerf him to be mortal and not immortal? So we tried that. We did that test, Soggy. I like that you mentioned that. If you look in the 682 testing logs, you'll find the nerfing gun. And the nerfing gun made him worse, but by our definition of worse, which is harder to destroy. So it actually made it stronger. Very frustrating. It's got a sense of humor, which I do not appreciate. All right, we are in the last 5 minutes of stream, everybody. So get your questions that you want answered, and we will go into my favorite SCPs, and then we will sign it off. And I'm going to take off my jacket because it's starting to get a little warm in the stakeout office. I'm also going to knock over some things because violence is the answer, apparently. Whew, feel cooler already. Hog Slice versus Dato, who would win? So, Hog Slice would not win that if Dato had any pre-medicinal things ready for use to combat Hog Slice. Because Hog Slice is just a big beat-em-up guy. Yes, he can teleport, but just to you. Then he's a big beat-em-up guy. So, Dato probably has some sort of anomalous concoction that will make things hard for Hog Slice to beat him up. Dr. Sherman, I crave anarchy. Please knock something over. There you go, Zerdrin. Everyone gets one. Opinion on 507. Is 507 Josie? Because I do love Josie. Josie is great. No! 507 is the reluctant dimension hopper, who is awesome. Poor Sap being jumped around all the time, but cool dude. We catch up in the commissary once in a while. Oh, I should give y'all a sneak peek while we're here. You'll remember that members of the Site42 YouTube channel get the badges and emojis that you get for each channel, but ours are being made by resident SCP artist Teeth. I'm making sure that Teeth does all of them because I want them to all be one nice universal art style, just to keep things clean. And Teeth is working on the next emojis that we're going to have, which are SCP-999, and Josie the Half Cat. So yes, now we need more members because even when Teeth gets those done, we need enough members to unlock letting that many emojis on the channel. So join the SCP Site42 membership if you want to use the Sherman emojis we have now and unlock our ability to have more SCP emojis. If you're a member, throw some Sherm emojis in the chat. Help, I'm in the back rooms. Not my division. That is async. We're in a turf war right now, and they are winning. So we're giving them a wide berth for a little bit until we can take back the high ground. How do I make a page on the SCP Wiki? You have to become a member of the Wikidot. Then you have to become a member of the SCP Wiki. Then you need to write your article and make it all nice and clean and make it so that the people who are members of the site will want to keep it on the site, because if they downvote it, it gets taken off because we want some kind of quality control. So it's a long process. It's not easy, but it is good because it keeps a somewhat bar of quality for the stories on the site. I mean, it's not a high bar. There's Director Rosie overcomes his sour cream addiction, which we have on the channel. It's hilarious. It is wild. Enjoy that after the stream. If you want some weirdness, it gets weird. Average Lego SCP fan. Say the wiki is covering up for the real SCP Foundation. Well, I would say that, but it's not true. There's no way possible that the SCP Wiki is covering up for the real SCP Foundation. Not at all. No way. Not possible. Completely fabricated. All right, we are in the last minute. So, as always, Dr. Sherman's favorite SCP articles. We have 3999, 3043, 008-J. I am adding SCP Spooky-J to the list now. 5031, 5175 5302. I'll say them one more time. Get your notepads out. 3999 3043 008-J SCP Spooky-J 5031 5175. Brain melting. Brain melting. What's my last favorite SCP? 5302. We're back. We're back. Okay. Would Agent 47 be considered anomalous? I'm sorry, average SCP Lego fan. I'm not familiar with Agent 47. But this will be the last question I answer before I sign off. The Hitman. Does the Hitman have anomalous powers? Does he have anything besides just hitting guys real good? He's a clone. Clones are anomalous by default. So there's that. Yeah, he's anomalous. He's a clone. Until we have human cloning IRL, clones are anomalous. Excellent. All right, so with that, thank you very much for joining the show. I hope you enjoyed Dr. Sherman's office hours today. Be safe, be well, secure, contain, protect. Oh, make sure to like, subscribe, become a channel member, become a patron, all that good Site 42 stuff so we can have the Hanged King tragedy live in San Francisco. God, that'd be so cool. I'm not going to forget that idea. That's neat. Okay. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.